This was the best of the best, colliding related on the internet. We coming for each other next. You want me to show some respect to the scholarships? I hope you ready for war. You don't have to talk because they want no small. You coming here for what you know what we got going on. You really want to say the best. So the measure is down the measure in the universal telescope. Everyone that got to go. Intelligent level, you need to flow. Let's debate. Let's get another y'all. I ain't backing up for none of y'all. Going in on every one of y'all. I want you to choke on my head. Let's debate.
Man, turn that shit off, man.
Man, what you want, man?
It's over.
Hey, man, I already know that it's supposed to be show, man. Swab Boss in the building. Taz in the building. And Nyame versus Brother Moses just went down, man.
Crazy.
Hold on, let me make sure my echo is on. Oh, it's my echo. Appreciate it. Don't go in the building, but it's his birthday, so he wouldn't have been in the building if I hadn't started this motherfucker, so it's all good, man. Yeah, we in the building though, man. Y'all may verse Brother Moses just went down. Fire.
Still trying to roll with it like shit, cool.
What?
Like your sound.
Oh, it's still fucked up. What the fuck? Mic check.
No. That sounds great now.
It's still fucked up. Mic check.
Nah, you good. Came in a little low.
That out
Not hear you at all.
Hold on. What's up, bro?
There you go. You straight.
All right, bet. Shout out to Scar Beauty in the building, Moonflower in the building, y'all. Daniel Southern, Reese Peace, L, Amanique, Marie's sisters, Akia, Boom B, Bill Senior, not Junior, MJ in the building, Lilith's Revenge, and what is that? Boom. Spenny Sparks, Chris. Yeah, it's the post debate show, man. Y'all just saw what it was, man. Fire debate between Nyame and Brother Moses, man. Brother Moses debut in the Solar Vision Debate League. Any scores? You guessing on the scores? You got an echo, big dog.
Nah, I got an echo.
Matrice A? Yeah, facts. Alicia in the building. Anybody got any scores? Are we guessing? I am that Tay. All right. I was 100% sure that I was going to say I am that I am. 128, 133. L coming in. Yeah, it was. 128, 133. A tad, but I ain't mad at it. 128, 119.
Yeah, see, I don't know. You know, sometimes sometimes they be judging critically to them motherfuckers. And then sometimes they loose as hell, bro. So
Yeah. I think Moses was safe all the way through, except for his premise. And that might not be nothing. To me it was because he had that one slide up there for so long, and the information he was breaking down he didn't have on the screen. But once he started flipping his pages, like I was kind of fucking pissed off because it was like nines and tens, bro. I ain't even gonna bullshit you, but
yeah. Oh yeah. He's well, I mean, I told y'all. I mean, shit, I baited this nigga though. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga's that, bro. Like, no cap.
128, 119 Moses, 125, 135 Moses. Oh, y'all ain't giving it. Y'all make no love at all.
Yeah, I think Nyame took some hits, but I don't think we're looking at nothing under 125. And like I said,
Yeah,
Brother Moses is creeping around the 140 range for me. I say that's
uh,
up there, man. A collective 270, which is
yeah,
impressive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I hate to say it, and y'all may, but that interrogation round was kind of nasty to watch. But in Yame demeanor is so like, yeah, whatever is. He don't really turn up. He turns up more than, well, you can't say that no more. He used to turn up more than Blue, but Blue been losing his mind now. So no, but you got to be careful with that because with Moses hitting him with so many bars, and you being so lenient answering Moses questions, those things make the other things that would be weak strong. You know, it just put sauce on top on some goddamn shit. So, I know. Shout out to him, man. Boring fucking topic. I love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I love to see that topic. That did a lot for the debate league. It got a lot of the religious and pseudo shit, you know, off people mind. And that debate proves some shit.
Yeah, you
That
know
was a
them the ones I be wanting to see. I wish I'd have took it though, rather than Yame.
mm. That's
I wish
fucked
I'd have
up.
took that one.
Yeah, they did fire with it, but yeah, I mean, no,
Well, I
hands
think
down, hands
Nyame
down.
took the wrong bill. You know what I'm saying, and that's like where I would go into it at as like a critique. I personally would have taken the Emancipation Proclamation, and I would have taken that because it opens up all of those same doors that he tried to go through.
Yeah, yeah. How did Solar do in the Shucklebuck?
Um, he was solar, man. He fucked it up at the end because you know what I'm saying. You know what the fuck he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say a nigga dead, bro, when you don't know what you're talking about. Solar got a bad habit of doing that shit, man. You ain't
Yeah,
got to
and,
like go to no goddamn HBCU. Like
now Moses kind of just said, "Look," at certain periods, and I was like, "Was that a bar? Was that a dagger?" Like one time it was, but his comeback when he came back, I'm like, "Hold on, I think that might just be his." You know what I'm saying? I don't. He was thinking like, "Nah," but he had just shut up, like you got me, and I'd be like, "Damn, that's crazy."
but
I
see,
definitely.
Inyame was on the right track, but he don't have the information. Bro, I'd have ran through them HBCUs so bad, bro. That nigga would have been trying to change his motherfucking mind by the time rapid fire came, bro. I'd have did them HBCUs so bad he wouldn't even say them 4 letters again in that fucking debate, bro. For real. Like them shits was not started to uplift black people, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to like that's for me, if you challenge that notion that the HBCU part of it is a fallacy, in that the rest of it falls under. You know what I'm saying? Every name you name, everybody falls underneath.
What are those?
What are you doing, bro?
What the fuck are those?
Don't do that, nigga. Don't.
Ugly ass Jordans.
I mean, I'm trying to see what's the point. Like niggas want like look at my Balenciagas ass nigga. I don't know what I'm looking at, nigga.
Nah, bro. Nah. First of all, my camera keep doing that. For whatever, when I get on stream, yard,
Nah,
it's
he
pointing at
his
my
camera
face.
always facing the opposite
Nah,
way.
it's,
Well,
it's
lately.
big money niggas trying to stunt, bro. I know it's a Balenciagas
Hmm.
or something. I don't
Hmm.
know,
Nah,
man.
I wasn't trying to. It's because of the conversation we was having earlier. Niggas wasn't supposed to see that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He like, man, he done sold out and shit. Motherfucker hit him with some motherfucking selling points. That nigga done fell victim to the oppression.
Yeah, man.
How
But
you
yeah,
I'm on
enjoying
here.
your birthday though, real
Listen,
talk?
the only reason I'm on here talking to you motherfuckers is because my babysitter fucking canceled.
Damn.
yeah,
Man,
that's
I'm
the
supposed to be
game, man.
downtown LA getting lit, but I'm sitting up here in the fucking carport smoking and working.
Welcome to fatherhood, nigga.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
you, nigga.
How you doing?
Like I ain't about to even hold you up, nigga. Shit. It's some
Yeah,
shit you can
babysitter,
figure
that
out.
shit sounded crazy.
I ain't even about to hold you up, nigga. Hey, bruh. I'm just glad you got somebody to come and kick it with, bro, because that's a fucked up feeling, bro.
Oh.
I'm glad you come and
Hey,
kick it with your niggas, bro.
I told you though I was gonna open the bottle for your birthday though. I bet.
That's a fucked up feeling, bro. Everything falls through, nigga. On
I'd
all
be upstairs
days.
watching Insecure right now. I'm good on that shit. So yeah, where my protege? Where my nigga brother Moses? Pull up, nigga.
Like, that motherfucker relaxing, smoking 100 cigarettes.
I missed it
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
What was it looking
that's
like?
impressive
Did my nigga
now.
make me proud? Did brother Moses make you proud?
Oh yeah, fire, bro. He
It was
pissed me
fine.
off, bro. He pissed me off.
He
He
killed it.
pissed me off. I really
Now,
wanted that nigga to kind of suck in some way. So he had like this PowerPoint slide up for a long time. I'ma drag that. You know what I'm saying? As much as possible. But other than that, bro, he been here before. Fuck that nigga.
mm,
Yeah.
damn, yeah,
And
nigga.
if you ain't heard, Taz is the leader of a group now. There's a clique, the B1 Network. You know what I'm saying? Crown.
Look, I
He,
don't give a fuck,
he's
nigga.
the
Fuck
leader.
nigga clicks, nigga. I'm the click killer. I'm the
Him,
click
brother,
killer, nigga.
him, brother Moses, Moonflower. Yeah,
Right.
it's all
Ah,
coming together now.
B one got their own clique. They got their own gang now.
I'm just not hearing about it, but I mean, I'm not gonna deny the fam,
He
bro.
said
I
that's
mean,
how everything happened. That's how everything happened.
that is the fam, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's not.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't want to do the click thing, bro.
yeah, yeah, man. Nah,
The
shout out
big,
to the league though, bro. It's hard. That's hard. Real. That's
Yeah,
hard.
that's what's up, man. Y'all bet he good for a classic.
like
So it's
we
good to
we
see
get.
Brother Moses rose to the challenge.
I mean,
What was the debate again? What was the topic?
clearly had the best debaters, right? I mean, it wouldn't even really be fair. Like
Which
doing
one made of a more
unfair fucking advantage.
consequential impact? The Homestead Act or the Civil Rights Bill?
Who said what?
Homestead Act was Moses.
Of course,
Hmm.
of course,
Yeah,
of
like I
course.
say, man, for me, the ability to undermine that would have been necessary. Like I say, even with the Civil Rights Act of 1866, I still think you got to drive home that the HBCU wasn't necessarily opened up to pump out great talent. That was more of Black people's perseverance as opposed to um, those schools opening up to their benefit from that land. Like I say, I get the argument, and it's a great Brother Moses style argument, but I'd have drilled that shit.
Solar Mind, the convention, the Solar Vision Debate League has entered the room.
Man, where these
Hey,
niggas
what's going
at?
on?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I know,
How
and y'all
solar?
may
How
probably got
solar?
them kids, and
How
y'all may
solar
probably
just
got
pulled
them
up before
kids
the
dumped on
debate?
them
That's wild.
right at the debate. The baby crying. Come
Shit,
on.
man, fuck them niggas, man. Put the score up. Let's go.
Yeah, find out. Oh, there go Moses. He said, I'm right here laughing at y'all. Hit that panel, laugh with us, fam. What you laughing at us for?
All right.
Hey, listen, nigga, media day, just like the NFL, just like the NBA. Nigga, if you don't show up, it's consequences, nigga. Niggas ain't gonna find you, but we will cook your ass.
I'm just here so I don't get roasted.
Right.
Hey,
Listen. And I'm in the mood to roast a nigga, bro. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, nigga. I'm in the house. I'm in the mood to roast a nigga.
he's spiritually somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, here
This
we go,
nigga
man,
like
brother
that,
Moses.
don't fuck
Like
up the
you're old now, Domo. Old people don't do shit for their birthdays.
He on your way out of here. It's all down here
Put
from here,
shit up,
fam.
bro. Let me see that shit, bro. That shit like a 10, nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah, we started with Brother Moses. An 8 and a 10 for the premise.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, hold on. That's the opener.
Close enough. He looking at the premise already, though. You know what I'm saying? He in the future. Let's get it.
Yeah, know I'm stupid. So I don't know why you just ignore me. You know.
There it is.
Let me be crazy. All right, so this is actually the premise right here. It's a 7 and an 8.
Yeah. That one slide got your ass
I
drugged.
see them notes. Yeah, I see them notes.
That shit was like 5 minutes, bro.
Damn. I ain't catch it.
Yeah. One of the judges, because they thought it was some type
See,
of.
I ain't never did that, so I wouldn't even catch that. I ain't never did no shit like that.
But that was part of the new rules. But like the rambling thing. But it was a judge that texted me. He thought it was maybe
like let him know he ain't switching his slides. He might think we looking at shit.
Yeah. So that's why I let him know. But he's like, no, this is
That nigga had a meme. Hey, pull that meme up right quick, bro. No, we do that to the scores. Go ahead. All right, 7 and 8 on the privilege. That nigga went to work on that meme.
Yeah, he was.
That's still a strong premise, though.
Nah, that shit fall off, nigga.
Rebuttal round. Told you.
Yeah, that shit surrounded
Roller coaster.
by fall off.
Man, I worked on that. I worked on that slide for like 4 hours, man. That's why
Yeah,
I give
he's
it
stupid.
up.
No way
You
you
see all the pictures and stuff up in there? That shit took like 4 hours.
Bro.
You always gonna see that slide. You gonna see this.
I was trying to figure out what the Libby had to do with the slide, though, but
Future rounds though, so 9 and a 10 for a rebuttal. That's a shit. That's a good look. Even with a 7 and an 8 premise, nigga, 9 and a 10 for a rebuttal, nigga. That mean nigga came out swinging.
He made up for that 7 and 8. Shit.
For real.
And if they say I only got a 7 or 8 because of how long the slide was on there, I could take that. That's what's up.
Well, now, nigga,
I mean, that was just one of the things. We don't really know. I mean, we got to look at the comments to see what's.
Oh, right. We do have that now.
I do Rambo too, though. So,
he said I could go forever on one slide. I said no, you can't. He said an hour.
He said, no, you can't. Give me another extension, bro. Let me tell you about how I made
for hours on this one slide.
All right, let's get this interrogation. All right. Told you. I told you. I'm mad at this nigga, dog.
I mean, but that's the thing, though. People tend to score high on Nyame on the rapid fire because he's not really,
engaging and cutting you off, and he give you way too much time.
Right. And Nyame is extremely passive. He'll let you talk. You know what I'm saying? He'll let you dominate his rapid fire. Yeah. So yeah, it's still a good look though.
That's what's up. Congratulations on that.
Hold on. We gotta say perfect score.
Yeah.
Shout out my nigga.
That perfect round, bro.
Yeah. Closing 6 and an 8. Okay, so given
what the comments say about that.
I don't remember.
I don't really remember too much about it. I thought it was.
But that says something though. The fact that you don't remember the closing says something.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean it was unimpactful, uneventful. But that is a matter of like just kind of understanding like the purpose of each round and knowing what you're doing when you go into that round. So,
yeah, that closing round has been one of the trickiest structures to get down pat.
Yeah.
Not for Domo. He was the top closer last season. So
come on, man.
I was top. I was damn near top everything except one thing. So we don't even need to talk about that.
Yeah, bro. He need. Oh, it is.
All right. So PowerPoint presentation.
7 and a 10.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I you know, like the 7, I could understand the 7.
I hella understand.
It wasn't perfect because of the one a couple slides that you couldn't wasn't really legible.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody.
I mean, and look, and that's the
That's
one
got me
thing
stressed.
everybody can correct.
But
And
I think sometimes with the because when you actually showing actual documentation because you want to be as authentic as possible. So I think that's what he was doing with that particular drawing. But I think what you should do is kind of I think Domo mentioned is like you could like the main point you could actually type in, you know, the main point of that article because it is good to see that you took the time to show like actual documentation on something and sometimes it's like written in old English and it's kind of like not all the way clear and it's
yeah,
probably
I mean, so the thing to do is really to just like copy and paste it if you can from whatever document onto your PowerPoint and then source it. Is you accomplishing the same thing and people could read it, and then really don't put the whole thing in the slide. Only put the main point in the slide, but read the whole thing.
all right. So overall,
Congratulations.
okay. So
What's that?
Nigga, what's the total?
You thinking?
we got a 130.
Nah.
130.
I think it's weird as shit, bro. All right, so let's go with Nyame. Nyame, an 8 and a 10.
8er and a 10er. That's what's up.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
He ain't
Definitely.
here.
Nyame is going to definitely be polished, as far as with the presentation and stuff like that. So the premise got it.
My bad. What do you give it overall, real quick?
8.
A 130. He had brother.
Yeah,
Moses.
8 and a 9. 8 and a 9. 8 and a 9 overall. Total 130.
Total score 130. Okay, bet 130. All right, bet.
So the premise round, he has a 10 and an 8.
Okay.
10 and an 8 for the premise round. The rebuttal is a 10 and a 7.
So Judge one is feeling
it. Yeah, how you get to the rebuttal?
He hit premise round, so he don't know how to. Yeah.
Premise was an 8. Opening was an 8 and a 10. Premise was a 10 and an 8. Rebuttal was a 10 and a 7.
Yeah, look at you about to say Solar did what? What Solar do?
But we was looking at the premise round when you said rebuttal round.
No, I went back to the. What I did was I went to I see the rebuttal. I said 10 and a 7, and I was inquiring. So I went.
My bad, Commissioner. My bad.
I went back to see if the same person gave him a 10 in the premise.
It switched up.
I know what I heard.
It switched up. 10 and a 7.
10 and a 7.
You got 2 10s from Judge 1. So
right.
Okay, but yeah, 2 10s from Judge 1. All right. Rapid fire. That's what we're gonna see the drop off. We should. Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Moses put him in the ground. God damn. Hey, that little fidgety motherfucker, talking ass, fact knowing motherfucker.
Yeah, he hit him with the I don't get into that shit. Tell me what is the Homestead Act of nigga. I don't know. Yeah, I know you don't know.
Hey, that nigga was setting shit up, bro. That nigga was throwing questions. That nigga Nyame,
he sounded like an expert. You know what I'm saying?
When niggas start asking you general questions, you be like, "Hey, bro, I ain't here to play trivia with you."
Man, and that shit looked like Nyame was a guest on Moses' talk show.
Right. Yeah, he got Sean Hannity out there, some motherfucker.
Go to the video. That nigga had graphics and shit.
Motherfucker.
Look, that's what you supposed to do.
I know you don't know what that is.
Don't ask me no generalized questions, nigga. You got a question about this debate, nigga?
He said you agree with everything I'm saying. Like, what do you disagree with? I mean, it's like, yeah, well, you made some good points. He's like totally honest about this.
Well, because the thing, and y'all may operating from the standpoint of we're both kind of right. I think I'm more right than you, though.
Say you ain't supposed to agree. It's a debate.
Yeah, nah, that's why y'all that's where you get it wrong. You wrong, nigga.
And Nyame stands on his information. He's not with the fuck shit like y'all niggas. But anyway, we're moving forward. 8 and a 9 for the closing.
It's a good ass, yeah. It's a good showing for Nyame.
And the overall
10 and a 9.
Actually, I mean PowerPoint presentation.
10 and a 9. 10 and 9. Yeah. I don't expect nothing less from Nyame.
8 and a 9. 8 and a 9.
And the overall?
8 and 8.
8.
So
damn,
he was able to, finish pretty strong.
Hey, Nyame, what's up, bro?
Oh, y'all cool with it?
And what was the overall, Sully? Or what was his total score?
He had a 127.
B1 Network put the dark side in the ground.
127. It was 127, 130, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So there is
the hell of shit. Oh, let me get that. Let me get that for him.
Damn, Nyame, how you lose with the fucking Civil Rights Act? This nigga talking about the homestead.
Well, I mean, as you can see, it's a typical Nyame debate. He's not really gonna overtalk you in a rapid fire round, and it's kind of to his detriment. And they gave him a 6, so that was 8 points. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker fight back, at least they could get a 7 or 8. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They can swing back a little bit. So but
that's the question. Is this adjusted after the 15 points been added to my score?
Well, no, it's a issue with that. So they will be contacting you about that.
Shit.
I believe that Battle Axe challenged your challenge. Battle Axe challenged your challenge for.
You can't challenge a challenge. You cannot where the judges. You can't challenge a challenge.
No, it was something that they're inquiring about as far as with the premise. So I believe that they would contact you about that.
I'm gonna say you can't challenge the challenge.
I don't get the point in that.
The what?
That's stupid.
Yeah, and he didn't come to me to challenge. Like he didn't even send his challenge in to me to challenge it.
No, you did get it though. I did send it to you. It was today.
Oh, okay. No.
Hell, right, zoom that shit in right quick, man. Let me see that shit.
Okay, yeah, really, we should only focus on the top 10. Zoom in on the top 10. Or I guess you can get in the top. What's that? 18. Well, shit, you might as well get the top 20. Yeah, like it's over. So we got was that Chris? Hold on, go back up, nigga. Just start from the top.
Below Rabbi Lewis is clearly Domo, as you can see.
Everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows what that means. Everybody knows that winter is coming.
Even lose. What y'all want to zoom in on? What, the top 10?
Yeah, just put us in the top 10.
Well, it's not going to show them.
No, it ain't gonna do like that, bro. It's the whiff, not the Western.
Yeah, fuck all that. Boom. Well, all right. Let's do it here. What's that? The top 13? That's cool.
Can you add the B1 on that brother Moses right there? It's B1, brother Moses. Don't forget the B1.
Nah, nigga, you don't get all that.
Put AOI Suave boss on mine.
Yeah, see what I mean?
That's why you don't do that. That's why you don't do that. But look, we start up there at the top of the power rank.
This is brother Moses' score. He got the 130, and then the Nyame's right here with the 127. All right. So he's ranked number 7 and ranked number 4.
In the power rankings.
In the power rankings, yes. Power rankings.
So he actually tied. He tied with True Justice. So True Justice got a True Justice got a spiritual win. Okay. Against who?
Who was that? I think it was Lance. Yeah.
Lance. Come on, man. All right. So we start from the top. We got Chris Harris sitting at the top of the power ranking, 143. Minister Howe in second, 136.3. The GOAT Taz sitting at 135 in third. Brother Moses, B1, Brother Moses to be exact, sitting at that 130. right by, in front of True Justice, who's also sitting at 130. This nigga Suave Beezy, AOI's finest, sitting at that 127.2. The boy Nyame, the OG, sitting at 127. After him, we got Battle Axe, who gave Suave that good ass whooping,
Right.
123. Out the blue, right behind him at 122.6. That boy KOT, Iron Man, 117.6. Pro Black Politics, sitting at an even 117. Akmalak, goofy ass, Scrappy Doo. Let me at him, sitting at
Why do you do shit like that, man? Why do you do
and Black, because I'm not you, nigga. That's why. And Black Sun, the rookie, rounding it off in that 13th spot at 114. Them is the niggas that's, you know what I'm saying, sitting on the top right now. It's definitely niggas up under that nigga, but yeah, man, that's the league. That's the league.
That's what's up.
All right. So y'all was able to get all that?
Oh yeah, we in the building with all that.
All right. So y'all have a nice night, all right?
Man, all right, you too, man.
Yeah, check out the email, Suave.
This nigga talking
Yeah, I
about
just saw that
y'all have a nice
bullshit.
night. All right, nigga.
Appreciate you, Doc. Thanks for giving me the op.
All right.
Hey, this nigga Brother Moses got a bubble
Congratulations on the debate, man.
Thank you, my G. What you say? Hey, Domo, man. You're not the boss here, Domo. You're not the boss, Domo.
You right.
That's
Nah,
why
but
you
they
got
was
the
talking
junior
to
commissioner.
my nigga threw on the Gap outfit.
Eccentric element, that's not the same pro black.
You said the Gap outfit? I
They
thought
said you
it
threw on the Gap outfit for the Sucklebuck, nigga.
That motherfucking vest look like it's say, what is say? Coolest monkey in the jungle on the back.
Hey, we gotta holler at the judges. We gotta get the other rule. Niggas ain't about to be debating with the first 2-3 buttons of they shit unbuttoned, nigga. If you don't button your whole shirt, nigga, get dressed.
Hey,
Get dressed.
I thought he was gonna show the notes of what happened.
Oh, you right. Nah, Sully gotta come back.
call him.
Yeah, Sully gotta come back.
See what I'm saying? Man,
that's why we want the junior commissioner to have access to that file, man. They tripping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see the comments. How you feel, Brother Moses? That was your first
trying to get up out of here. He had something. He got something going.
He got something on deck right now.
Yeah, we about to fuck all that up. Nah, nigga, come back.
Yeah.
Hold. That plate will still be in the microwave.
Yeah, what you think, man? How you feel about your performance, man?
I think it was trash. I was so disorganized. I had slides up here.
Right,
I had one here.
Watched you, right?
That's why I was laughing at. I was like, man, you know I'll be coming with some off the woodwork shit, waiting for a dude to challenge it.
Yeah,
I was like, man, what am I going to do with these consequential impacts? And so I got to say something. It was only like 650,000 square acres. I'm like, man, damn, that ain't going to be enough to convince nobody. Shit.
Do you think he missed the opportunity to push back a little more somewhere?
Yeah, there was a couple of places. He could have pushed back on my connection between land is war is land. But he had already mentioned it himself. He just made it seem like we were fighting to be civil, which is ironic if we're killing people to be civil.
Solar back with them comments.
Oh, appreciate it. Back on mute.
Nigga H.
Come on with the shit, bruh.
That nigga jumped on and mobbed off. Like, these niggas hit me. He just jump on the pedal with it.
Like motherfuckers be you never know somebody just purposely do shit. He's purposely taking this long. Like it's ridiculous. It's just like I'm just waiting to see how patient you are, brother. You're gonna have to be more patient, brother.
Zombies.
All right, so we're getting to the judge's notes. Are you ready?
You're
all right.
Yeah, I'm ready for you to blow it up so we can actually see it.
Okay, so Judge 1, Says lays out, and this is Brother Moses. It says lays out what he will use in the debate. Opening is good. Judge 2, fantastic start and summary of what's to come. All right.
What are y'all doing, man? Like it's some weeks I can read it on my screen, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like blow this shit up, bro. Like,
Oh no, I got it as big as I can. I ain't never seen it no other way.
nah, it's solar, bro.
Yeah, zoom in, so.
God damn, man. Y'all like get some glasses, nigga.
Oh, there it is.
Y'all niggas some damn glasses, man. That
We apologize for asking you to click 2 more times.
Yeah, damn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Shit.
Premise.
All right.
That's that Crown's chicken.
You know. Go ahead. It's just too many words, man. You read this shit, Domo. Now I gotta scroll down because y'all too blind. You can't see both of them at the same time now.
I got you, Sola. It's all good. Judge 1 relied on rhetoric in the premise, but didn't specifically address the Homestead Act, nor gave it clarity towards his arguments. The one side he stayed on primarily did have small font that couldn't be read. Spoke on emancipation and slavery in America, says HBCUs are a product of the land grant system. This has a significant impact because it allows them to educate consequential leaders who bear witness to that impact. Brought up the first and second confiscation acts, has some technical issues getting started and finding sources. Make sure you get all of your data you need ready before you begin the debate. Had a rough start, but did start reeling it in. Spent 3 minutes on the consequential HBCU leaders having an impact. Overall, solid premise, but perhaps needs to be structured a bit better. As Judge 1. Judge 2. Went over John, is that Latrobe, and his stance on immigration, touched on Associate Justice Benjamin R. Curtis, highlighted how HBCUs came from the land grant system and the Homestead Act, mentioned Kamala Harris, her black status is currently pending. Try not to read the lie. Right. Oh, this is a good point. Try not to
like that, bro. Whoa,
I was about
black status is currently pending. Come on, bro.
Try not to read the live chat during the presentation. It's a distraction and could be an unfair advantage depending on what's being said. It's also to the people in the chat. Make sure y'all not doing too much to hedge the debate.
Also, they're gonna put that shit in quotes too, like FYI, you know.
Also, make sure that you proceed forward on your PowerPoint. The purpose of your presentation is to help the audience and judges to follow along visually with what you are speaking about. All right, premise. God damn.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal round.
Yeah.
Share screen during rebuttal, but the words were not clear. Showed how when Nyame misread the Naturalization Act, aliens were able to hold land. Says it was the whites because we were already working the land. Says before Dred Scott case, persons held in slavery could sue for their freedom in Annabella, Missouri. Uses Benjamin Robbins Curtis case to show how African Americans who aren't identified as such in the mid 1800s had citizens' rights because they were born here. Overall, good rebuttal, excellent attention to opponent's premise, and rebuttal rounds. That's Judge 1. You got to scroll down, nigga. Judge 2. Mention that we needed bullets to protect our land. Mention Naturalization Act, citing that Nyame misread the source, so that's something that both judges caught on to. Mention the Battle of Lexington, as well as how we had to keep fleeing to Virginia and that forced West Virginia to secede and join the North. Mention that a person held in wrongful servitude could sue for freedom. Again, that's 2 things that the judges noticed in unison. Freedom suits from 1824 and 1844 clearly rebutted many points made by his opponent. Great round by Brother Moses on what it sounded like from the judges. Let's get into the rapid fire. Judge 1. dictated the flow of opponents' Q&A round, engaged and distracted Nyame from asking key questions, took over the entire Q&A, both rounds. He was energetic, confident, and at times almost flustered his opponents. Excellent rapid fire interactions. Judge 2 says, you were controlling Nyame's round, which is excellent. Asking clear and concise questions during your round. Managed to keep Nyame from talking too much over your round. This is possibly your best round. You shined right here. And in Solar Vision Debate League, that's what we call a flex. Perfect round. Let's get into the rapid fire or the closing.
Nobody actually does say that, but
All right,
just read.
I'm in the flow. I'm in the flow. You got to keep up, man. Closing could have been much better, says Judge One. Should have spoken on the entire debate as a whole and what he argued and what he did during debate. Again, this is a question of like what the purpose of the round. Judge 2 says, mention that we had black militia in the pre-revolutionary era, citing that it wasn't mentioned by Nyame because they were fighting for land, which would have refuted Nyame's points. You could have done better, which seemed to be the consensus with both judges, landing your plane and concluding the debate by quickly hitting the points you made throughout the debate, and then giving an ending. But that's nothing that a little scroll down practice won't fix. Right. Like I said, just understanding the purpose of the round, what the round is ultimately used for. Next. Judge One says, in terms of PowerPoint and presentation, has some issues with PowerPoint early on getting sources or displaying them. Also, certain slides were too small to read and premise and rebuttal. Hey, if you got to put shit on more than one slide, do it. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you for that. Judge 2 says, extremely clear presentation, non-font color clashing, and well-placed imagery made the PowerPoint unhinged.
Font color clashing.
Overall, final synopsis, Judge One feels that Moses had a decent debate. His energy and engagement during the rebuttal and rapid fire rounds were impressive for a first debate. Moses does have an idea of the format, but does need to work out some chinks as the season continues.
That's racist.
Judge 2 says that extremely powerful energy control of your rounds and knowledge. Aside from the PowerPoint presentation needing to progress throughout the premise round, I felt like you were a veteran at this. You left me wanting to hear more, which is what debating is all about. Judge 2 appreciated it and is clearly a fan of Brother Moses' debating
He's
style.
the B1. You got a B1 judge in there already.
Yeah, in terms of comments, they was fucking with Brother Moses. Let's get into Nyame. Starting out, opening round in Nyame, Judge One says took the affirmative in this debate. Gives a summary of the CRA of 1866, explaining the direction he intended to take the debate. It sound a bit like a premise towards the end. Judge 2 argues great opening. I understood the points you were going to be hitting, which is more than we could ask for in a solid opening. Getting to the premise.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Judge One on that.
There you go. Back to it. Sober up on this shit.
All right, Judge. Yeah, because I'm like having to zoom in and shit.
Nah.
Hold on, real quick. Let me zoom in real quick. All right, let's get it. Explain citizen. This is Judge One. Explain citizenship, civil rights importance, CRA of 1866 permits, making enforcing contracts, inherit, purchase, lease, sell, hold, and convey personal property. Also, all persons have access to the benefit of the laws, like whites did. Brought up Dred Scott case, American Civil War, opened opportunity for ending slavery, a goal. And Nyame has a great grasp on his argument and positions in this premise round. He supports his argument with plenty of source data, citations included, real life events, and supporting data to further prove why the CRA of 1866 was more of a consequential impact. Great premise. Judge 2 says, in terms of Nyame's premise round, excellent control throughout this round, showcased Frederick Douglass petitioning to allow Black Americans in the fight in exchange for full citizenship in the country, mentioned Martin Delany, who moved to Canada to escape oppression but came back to the United States to help recruit for the 54th Massachusetts Volunteers. I would have liked for you to go over Martin Delany a bit more in detail. The quick mention didn't do him justice. Black Wall Street mention, stating that we had the right to fight back within the law. I'm not sure how this proves a point. Black Wall Street was still burned down and have what in
Inculcated.
inculcated.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, college
inculcated.
boy. Yeah, college
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, I nigga, I don't know every word. Inculcated such a fear within Black community that no one wants to try building it again. I appreciate these thoughtful notes. Let's get into this rebuttal round for it. Yeah. All right, Judge One says, reads what the Homestead Act of 1862 actually is and gave clarity that his opponent didn't offer in his premise. It was made for quote unquote citizens. Addressed that HBCU alum leaders were citizens. You have to be a citizen in order to access the Homestead Act. Says Dred Scott was a free man but wasn't respected as a citizen. CRA reversed legal laws for Jim Crow era. Says whites benefited the most from the Homestead Act. Says it was 90% to 95% whites that benefited. Citizens have the right to protect themselves and fight back because the Constitution, thanks to the Civil Rights Act. And Nyame paid attention to what his opponent presented in the previous round. He instantly took control of the topic by identifying the Homestead Act and what it entails. He clears up that it was made for citizens and used an example to prove how one can be free and not receive the benefits of citizenship. And Nyame, and even because I'm assuming that's even contrast the benefits of the Homestead Act with the CRA. Excellent rebuttal, says Judge 2. Let's get into the rapid. Oh, I'm tripping. Judge 2. That was Judge 1. My apologies. Judge 2. Judge 2 says,
Yeah, you're doing that
mention
solar mind shit. Focus, bro.
Yeah, I got to do better than that, nigga. Mention the HBCU's Tuskegee machine. Explained aspects of the 14th Amendment. Mention that you had to be a citizen to access the Homestead Act. Mention dying within the law as opposed to dying without a law at all. I don't find how this made a lot of sense. Dying is dying, law or not. There are many who die outside of the law currently, and depending on who did the killing, may never be convicted under the existing laws. So think Judge 1 and Judge 2 had contrasting beliefs on the effectiveness of Nyame's rebuttal round. Let's get
Yeah,
into the rapid fire.
I did peep what Judge Two was saying.
In the rapid fire, Judge 1 felt that Nyame had some good questions, but allowed opponent to preach and dictate the flow of his quick question and answer round. Opponent engaged in distracting Nyame from asking key questions, and Nyame looked like he gave up with the energy he had in the last round compared to this round. During the opponent's round, he is responding to Moses' antics, but isn't explaining to him why he is wrong. Rapid fire could have been better. Judge 2. Didn't have a solid control over your round. You allowed Brother Moses to rattle you, and he spoke more than you. A bit of advice: when your opponent begins to speak over you and run you around, tell them to back down, sit down, and answer your questions. Never let your opponent have whole monologues and then tell you when to ask the next question. Yeah, that's never a good look. How Brother Moses told you to be quiet multiple times during his round is how you should have been handling your round. Be more aggressive from the
Yeah, if
judge.
it gets to the point where they say, "Okay, now ask your next question," then yeah, you know who's controlling that round. Like, uh,
Judge 1, closing with silent. Judge 2, went over a few points that Brother Moses made and then ended with the fact that our citizenship came through the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Next round. Or PowerPoint. Judge 1 said, great PowerPoint, everything was clear and legible, and it flowed well. Judge 2 said it was a simple design, yet pleasing to the eye. In the future, watch the red fonts.
all right.
Overall, final synopsis, Judge 1 felt that it was a good debate from Nyame. His strongest performance was in his premise and rebuttal rounds, and Nyame did fail. It's a much more direct word. And Nyame did fail to present the same attitude and knowledge base in the rapid fire rounds. And Nyame has to work on engaging his opponent and not letting them take over his round in the rapid fire. Judge 2 argued that he or she felt like you had great energy and control during the open and premise, but the control started to dissipate during the rebuttal and completely went haywire at the rapid fire. I feel like your argument did adhere to your submitted premise, however, which you want a judge to say more than you matched your premise at the at the end of your round. So there we go. Judges' comments. God damn.
They wrote better premise than I did. Comments, Jesus Christ.
Shit.
They wrote a better novel. That's crazy. But I appreciate the judges for giving us that feedback. I know on my end, I see a lot of the things that they said were spot on. And so I can't disagree. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, so who were the judges? So let's get to the names. If they put their name.
Domo and then Nyame.
Judge Melvin, Judge Erica. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I should have known when I seen them exclamation points. I was like, she excited. Or I didn't say she excited. I said they excited. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciated that. And that ain't something we typically get from the judge. I should have known that was Judge Erica.
That's what's up.
Because of the exclamation point, she's saying?
Nah, just the energy behind, like, you know what I'm saying, the statements. You know what I'm saying? Like how
it was the black status still pending.
I don't even remember.
Fucking parentheses.
Right.
That was Judge Erica that did.
Black status still pending.
They just gave me a dagger from the judge's corner. That's something.
Hey, debaters, pay attention. Y'all better not bring up Kamala Harris on some.
Don't do it.
Black shit.
It don't work out in our favor. She does not like Kamala. Where's Nyame? Oh yeah, he got a newborn. Salute to him.
Oh yeah, baby was crying. Did he have a boy or girl? Baby was crying when I think it was a boy during the debate. So I know as soon as his debate was over, she was like, she probably was sitting at home.
Yeah, go ahead, handle your business, sir. We appreciate you coming back, my nigga.
Right.
We appreciate you coming back, fucking with us, bro.
You know what else I gotta do? I gotta open up because I had too many slides up in the first place, but I never saw Nyame's PowerPoint because you can't see it in the back of the StreamYard.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
What the fuck was you looking at?
Hey, it was just a black screen. I ain't see nothing.
Oh, your shit was fucking up.
I guess that's what it is. I didn't see none of it. Like when they said the red font, I didn't see none of that shit. Which also means I didn't see how small my font was either, though, on the actual screen. Look good on my screen.
Hold on.
Yeah, if you need to, you can just pull your phone out, go to the debate right quick. You know what I'm saying? But you can definitely see the other part. Whatever people presenting in the stream, you can definitely see it, man. Shout out, it was a good one, man. Shout out to Brother Moses. Shout out to Nyame, man, coming through and doing a hell of a good job, man. Not a low scoring debate, not a low energy debate. So we appreciate that. And
another W for season 4.
Your facts and a hell of a good subject, man. Boring but good. Boring but very informative. And y'all made it a sport. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot about two shits that I didn't give two shits about. Oh yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah, I think in Nyame, you know what I'm saying? I think you had like it looked worse than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because at points it was really looking like you was ragdolling this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, you got to listen to the information. But it was just some points I was like, man, this nigga Nyame died.
He just kept saying,
really
Moses,
dark
you're
side.
everywhere. Moses, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
You'll have to say something different because
man.
I'm gonna keep talking till you cut me off.
Yeah, dog.
That's
He
called
got
the
to do a
filibuster.
better job at stopping people from just tapping X on his ass. Moses, man, that's what I'm
I'm spamming that.
And another thing, shit, nigga, y'all in his mind. If you could have seen his brain, like you'd have saw this nigga said they got them Indian wars.
Hey, I knew I was on some bullshit. I ain't gonna tell you. I knew I was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, we have never been in a black militia." I was like, "Man, we was Minutemen doing that." And I just kept throwing shit out there, hoping it stick. He was 100% right.
Yeah, man.
But I ain't gonna tell him that during the rapid fire.
Hell nah. Shit, that shit gonna go cruise. I wouldn't have told him now to use that shit in another debate against their ass and then proved it wrong. But you said,
right?
Nigga.
Hey, you know what? Taz is the ringleader because even though it was already in my slide, Taz did something today talking about the people who want to claim that they're, Chickasaw or Choctaw Indians. I was like, oops. That's just universal energy.
Yeah, for protection and shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's hard though, man.
That dude, his premise was so freaking polished. Jesus Christ. I tried to find my premise. I couldn't even find it. But and I was supposed to say, he told me a 250-word premise. His was like 308. I should have bodied him on that, man. You didn't even go by our agreement. But yeah, I was 250 words exact. And then I'm going through my screen trying to find it. I open up this tab. No, that's not it. Go to this one. No, that's the time machine. I'm not even going to use the newspapers. By the time the debate started, I was like, crap, I'm going to just wing it. Because it was already that time, man. So, oh yeah, he's got his kid. Let me see. I don't see the chat now. I don't be doing this shit right.
It be as you could click private comments. It say comments and it say private.
Oh yeah, mine just says private. I don't get the other one.
Oh damn.
Told you my shit is janky over here. I don't know what be going on. Here's what I hit him with, the after debate, first of all, just to thank yous for all of that. And then I was like, I wasn't everywhere in my debate. I held back. I said the economic benefits of the Homestead Act are rooted in hate cult philosophy, Hume, Hegel, Kant, and Stuart Mills, considering the best interest for the Eurocentric majority, a bias in historical apologetics that guarantees the suppression of critical race theory. They all proffer the defense of racist, rapists, and mass murderers Black media differentiates from today. Platforms like the American Economic Association, contributors like Ager, Boston, and Erickson, the intergenerational effects of large wealth shock, proposing that whites recovered after the nullification of slave wealth after the U.S. Civil Rights, mentions anything but those blood profits. Bowles, Samuel, and Gentis from 2002 favor eugenicist leanings on the inheritance of inequality, intergenerational transmission of economic status that follows a genetic factor to determine the winners and losers, not the access to those blood profits. Alternatively, Justice as Fairness, Political Not Metaphysical by John Rawls proposes the liberal anti-whitewash rhetoric in his original position thought experiment. Rawls says, let people decide their social status behind a veil of ignorance. Which social status would they desire? Essentially, no one would choose economic disenfranchisement. The Homestead Act then poses the same alternative to explain the economics of owning the narrative. Millions of deceased, beggared, peasant class failures whose images should be remembered through Rembrandt's 17th century art, peasants with their arms behind their backs and beggar with his left hand extended, are the benefactors of this American welfare policy, and that's at the expense of Blacks who claim these land grants. They were dying at incomprehensible rates despite having been afforded every opportunity to thrive from the Homestead Act. Apologetics dismisses the Bureau of Colored Troops documenting 179,000 Army and 19,000 Black Navy soldiers, of which 40,000 died in this civil hate campaign. Get this, while they still acknowledge the Field Order 15, by overturning it in 66. To add injury to insult, Mississippi Mound Island, previously an Indian burial ground, houses the lion's share of the black casualties of Civil War. Despite our heavy losses, black soldiers attempted to cash in on their blood equity with approximately 3,500 successful land patents granted. 650,000 acres concentrated in black hands would peak at about 14 million acres owned in 1914. That number would not have been possible without the muskets and courage of the 54th Massachusetts, the 1st Kansas, and the other colored regiments engaging in armed aggression against those Anglo-Saxon rapists and mass murderers. I wish when he said that, I wish I would have caught that when he said that Martin Delaney, he did come down and recruit for the 54th Massachusetts. And that would have worked in my favor because they were the ones who actually cleared that pathway. Virginia was one of the hardest ones. West Virginia ended up ceding, and so that's how we were able to help those 100,000 free folks in the upper South.
And y'all in the building?
Yes, sir.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Man, you already know. Congratulations on the good debate, man. You saw your score?
Yeah, I caught it right at the end.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. The floor is yours. Talk your shit.
No, I thought it was a good debate. I enjoyed debating it. It was an interesting topic. I know that's his wheelhouse.
I hope so. I hope it ain't something else he know better than that.
Homestead Act of 2022, the one that I'm going to give anonymous. The homes. Now I know exactly where the bill is. I got that bookmarked and everything. Yeah, we competing against the Chinese. My bad. It's in Nyame's time. Thanks, OJ, for giving me that opportunity to break out some of that information.
I'm chilling.
How's the baby?
Doing good.
Yes, sir. I don't know what it is. When one family start having another baby, like I ain't had it. My youngest is 13. Baby, like, yeah, we just had a baby. I'll be like, man, what's wrong with my riboflavin? I need to get back in the game. Can't have a revolutionary family with 2 kids. I don't even got 2.5 kids. I just got 2.
That's it for me. I'm going to get the snip.
Swab Boss must be reading the chat.
He the kid in himself to the point he like, fuck this shit. Fuck this. That's what's up though, man. Yeah, boy. That's what you get for eating right and shit. Hey. So what else? Anything else you want to say about the debate though? Because you did lose. You got scraped at during the interrogation round.
I think there was only one thing, and he would have got a 135 easily. When I said, is there one thing that I kept trying to get him to say, is there one thing you do agree with? And he was like, yeah, well, I agree with, you're done. That was the one part where I thought it was something different. Like, you don't agree with nothing in the debate.
Yeah, I think I'm always lose the rapid fire when people talk a lot. To me, I just don't get it. I'm like, God damn.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Consul in the building, Judge Consul exact.
What's up, Consul?
Salutes.
After a while, I get tired. I really do. At the end of the day, I start wearing down.
Damn, Nas is a part of the debate league.
Hell nah.
Look at Nas. Look at him. What is it?
Nas.
Oh, yeah. That do look like Nas a little bit.
Consul?
Yeah, the OG. He got on some different rims, but that's Nas right there.
All right. That's hard. What's going on with you, Consul?
Chilling, man. You know, I thought I'd stop through.
Yeah.
Folks. You feel me? My inaugural appearance after watching Swab Boss do his thing. I'm a little upset I don't have a blue wrench in the argument.
Yes, you do.
I'm putting up a protest.
I saw you without one already, and I gave it to you. I said, how the fuck Consul ain't got no wrench?
All right, GD folks.
Yeah. That was wild to me.
This was a good debate.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah, nah, I could have sworn I did that shit. Cause you, Melvin, it was a couple judges. It was anonymous. All right, my bad. You in there though? You in there? Go ahead. The floor is yours.
No, I just wanted to say, great debate. Good dialogue. Good to see the Seth Lord still doing his thing.
It was good, too.
Well, Kansu, I could use a little bit more feedback. That was my first debate. I know there were some areas that I probably did a little better than others, but there's definitely room for improvement. You the OG here. What you got for me?
Well, it don't really get serious to the playoffs. I'm gonna say that with Solar Vision. So it's all about performance. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take each debate like it's your first debate, one debate at a time. I can't say what you could have done better. What I can say is get your point across clearly and concisely, and make sure that you bring your best game up to the forefront. I'll probably have to see you a couple more times to really be fair as far as fundamentals. But you did a good job, man. You was in the company of a really great orator. I mean, and Nyame may be the best when it comes to speaking in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just overall, just controlling the tempo. So you did a really good job of getting your point across. That's what sets you. That's going to set you apart from everybody else.
Yeah, he did a really good job. If I was another debater, I wouldn't debate him on these topics.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. That's why I thank you for the opportunity, and I think we pushed each other too with this content. Right. Not only is this something like we got to stay away from slavery, people don't want to hear that no more, but we were able to bring it towards a contemporary understanding.
Right. We try to bring a different
history. I wouldn't change in history. I say what they said, but I make it from a Black first perspective.
We was trying to give it a different point of view.
Mm-hmm. I think you absolutely murdered me myself, not just because I'm humble, but because just how polished you were throughout the entire debate. Like your premise was clean. Your opening was very easy to follow for me. It was so easy to follow. I was like, wow, I said that. Wow, he used that. That's what made me so discombobulated, because you were saying the same thing that I was saying. I used the Frederick Douglass. I was talking about the Dred Scott. You used all of those different precedents.
Yeah, I knew you was going there.
The only thing I differentiated from was probably how I used the Nilly Fuller and contemporized that with people here today and how they've come to achieve that part of the area of activity. That being consequentially linked to the Homestead Act and to those colleges.
Yeah.
But other than that, I felt like you because you went first, you got to put all of those points on the table. And then it was like, now I either got to save him to my rebuttal or just sound like he already done said those. So I actually just lose the round flat out.
Yeah,
Another reason why I stayed on slide one for so long. I was like, nope, can't use that. Can't use that.
Well, y'all, we'll spend a little time with the wife. Good talking to you, Kansu, again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll hit y'all up.
It's a pleasure, man. Good work too, Suave. You got the argument lead doing his thing, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Got to give you some credit too. Suave is an OG, you know what I'm saying? So he doing his thing, man. Keep shit popping.
Appreciate that, big dog. Yeah, I'll be seeing you, man. I'll see you. I just emailed y'all. I see it was something about the challenge. There was a challenge about my challenge. I just
I got it. I
read
it. I read that. I don't know if you. I mean, this year you know who's scoring who. So, I mean, I pretty much scored you fairly high. I thought you did a really good job presenting your information. I don't think T-Duck was challenging you. He was kind of avoiding you. So if we was like a boxing match, you had him on the ropes and you were just beating him up and he didn't fight back. So that's what I saw, you know. And so I can see where your points of contention would be. I can see that.
No, that's thorough. That's thorough. What you got, man? You still doing the classes?
Oh yeah. I've been doing a lot of traveling and I've been really, really busy this year. This year just had me just been all over the place.
Kind of opened up and yeah.
And I told Sola when I settle down, I'll come back into the mix. So yeah, everything been good. Shit. Everything been cool.
Okay, I just wanted to take the opportunity where how you on the panel to publicize, promote you.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't know who Consul Chesmu is, that's new to the channel, a lot of us do. But yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of new faces, I'm like, damn, where these cats come from?
Yeah.
I was trying to catch Domo because I like Bug and Domo.
It's his birthday, man.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna really have to troll it. Okay.
Yeah, it's his birthday, so he tripping right now.
What up, Taz? I guess Taz.
Yeah, he stepped away from.
Yeah, he be going to full-born comas. I'm surprised you don't hear him snoring and shit. That dude over there knocked out 9 times out of 10.
Hell no.
Nah, he probably one of the hardest workers. How he be putting together his presentations. He be doing like hour-long presentations, all content every day. Like, how do you do that? And like he puts it all together on PowerPoint. It take me. On his little. He
when
puts
you
like
said it took you 4 hours to do that slide, bro.
Slide.
That's disgusting, bro.
Hey, he gave me the little hint just to grab it, click, and paste it because I was like, man, let me find this.
I typed it in the chat like too long on this one slide, and I guess you saw that. You was like, and I hope y'all see, the black man to the left, looking at the emancipation on the right, this, that, and the other. I'm like, nah.
I had to find the little rectangles. I know you can't read it.
They had your back though, man. The chat was like, they basically saying only slow people need the slides to pay attention to what he's saying.
Right, because I was trying to paint the narrative. We went from 1775 revolutionary era, having all of these rights to fight and to kill people, and then it gets all the way to the emancipation, and we're still trying to tell people to kill people to get free. Like, come on, man. So I put the lady in the middle and stuff just to try to get people's attention. I had to take her picture, crop out everything, shrink it down to size, put her. I was like, man, I'm focused on this. This slide right here should be the winner. Nope.
Yeah, now, like I say, because you know a lot about the information, so you can talk about it. And, I don't know if you're a teacher or not, but you're teachers. So, there's a lot of points that that you think is very important. You know what I'm saying? So it's like main point, a couple of sub points to bag it, move on to your main point.
Right.
A lot of times you'll be like, oh, and that ain't even part of your premise, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's correct information. You know what I'm saying?
I went back to the 1730s. Like, boy, did I take a rant.
Y'all man, this dude is Back to the Future. He just got a DeLorean in this motherfucker. That nigga zipping back and forth. Nah.
Let me see. Let me just run through them real quick if I can as we're closing out this. It sounds like we're ready to close it out, but let me get a couple of more moments here for the actual factual of what I put together. And see, this shit was so everywhere. Like he said, he was right about that. Can I share a screen?
Absolutely.
All right. Let me share the screen on that side. We'll bring that shit up. All right. Damn.
Calling black men pussies.
Oh, the manosphere cats? Yeah. Because they're part of the kitten sphere. Like, we always say it. I will not let off their heads. I'm hoping that more people actually check them out at least one time, go over there and ask them questions about their bullshit lifestyle. They call this shit a lifestyle preference. I hate them dudes with a passion. I know I'm not supposed to, but I hate them dudes with a passion. I can't stand
like an alternative lifestyle.
For real, but even worse. All right, so I had the B1 network analysis. That was my intro. My executive summary. I just wanted this slide to be pretty clean. This one I thought would be clean as well. Our purpose is to show our gratitude for the colored enlistments that bear arms against the European rapists. So I thought I was pretty straightforward. Develop a counter narrative to the Eurocentric hate cults and their historical apologetics. Gave my B1 network caption, I guess. And then I went to this one. The war, the land, the ownership, property rights, lineage, self-determination, and the freedom suits. That's all around Black First perspective. The precedents is what I was going to be focusing on. This is worth fighting for. Homestead Act 1862, the key events that influenced the enactment of this revolutionary legislation. Again, because I'm going from the Revolutionary War into the legislation that we have today. This is probably the one I stayed on too long. This Emancipation Proclamation. Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, it's hella clear right now. It did not look like this during the debate. That is
right. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even see it. I should have clicked over and opened up the YouTube itself. Because I could have let me see. If I'd have opened up the YouTube itself and I knew what was going on, let me see how I get to it. I would have been able to at least do something like this. Stop being distracted. You know what I'm saying? I would have been able to do that. Don't be distracted. Would have been able to just grab this, open this bad boy up like this is the original Emancipation Proclamation as signed, held by the University of Harvard.
That would have drugged that slide out a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? Highlight the girl, blow her up, and just keep rambling. Right. Proclamation, blow it up.
I know you can't see anything else, so let me take dude off the screen for you. Let me take him off.
Oh, that up.
And let's make it about this right here. Do we want to protect our women or not?
You know what I'm saying? That right there would have took all that questioning about this slide off. If you would have highlighted that, pull her out, say something, put her back, pull that document out, highlight it, say something, put it back. Yes, that's cold right there.
I don't think I could have got this one. I wanted to, but it was like, well, it's too late. Because Dunmore's proclamation. PowerPoint?
You're editing that in the slideshow?
Yeah, while it's on the screen. That's what I was going to do, but I was like, nah, let me save that for Anonymous. Let me bust his head with that later, because I wanted to get better as I go along. But when I was looking at this document, I don't think I could get it any bigger. Maybe I can. This was Dunmore's in the pre-colonial. And so this line right here says, what is it? I do require every person capable of bearing arms, which established us as being people even back then. And then from the Confiscation Act that we saw in 62, such as forfeiture of life, confiscation of lands, that's what we did to them. And then I do hereby further declare all indentured servants, Negroes, and others appertaining to those rebels to be free. And this was in the 1700s. And so I was bringing that out like, look, we are already free people, regardless of what he's talking about. We didn't need somebody to write it down for us. It had already been declared. We had already fought for it and established it. And so, again, these are the precedents. Oh, wait, I got to go to the next slide, which means I got to go back to the other slideshow part. I can do it this way. All right, I'm not alone. And then I hit him with the National Archives. He didn't say nothing about this, though. I should have hit him. The most influential documents in American history. That bill was not on there. I should have pulled that through to the close. I did give him the blood equity premise, the genetic studies about them being rapists. This was the people who wanted to, well, let's just leave. No, if you're convicted to leave, you should leave while you're here, because even the John Latrobe dude, president of the American Colonization Society, said it wasn't working there. Massachusetts Anti-Slavery Society. It said even after the 1866, what he's talking about, basically, that those same white rapists and murderers were tearing the husband from the wife from the husband, the parent from the child. Then I went to what I kind of knew he was going to go to, because, okay, the Dred Scott was the one that tried to overthrow whether or not we're citizens or not. I went to the other Supreme Court justice who dissented from that dude. Again, I'm not talking about what empowers white people. I'm saying what's our story in it. And that one is the one that says We descended from, it says all free native-born inhabitants of the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, and North Carolina, which is where we had the 100,000 free already, though descended from African slaves, were not only citizens of those states, but such of them that had the other necessary qualifications possessed the franchise of electors. We were already voting on equal terms with other citizens, not with white people, but of other citizens. The economic privilege of owning the narrative. Now, this one was going to get way too funky. So I just had to leave it alone, because what I had in the background here, I was going to pop out. I have a link that's associated with it, and it actually shows the migration of the slavery in the South as it moved this way. So when what's his name, Solar, tried to say it was westward expansion, we were already moving that way anyway. Mississippi is where that drawing border was, just like the 28th parallel. Above that was the free states. This is the one that I really spent a lot of time on as well. This is based off of the 9 areas of activity by Neely Fuller. I'm saying, let me see if I could bring it out this way. Yeah, the 9 areas. And so I found the HBCU graduates or alumnus from what college they attended, especially those colleges that were funded by the Homestead Act. And then the highest ranking ones, or the most dominant ones, I put on the screen. So war was this person. Politics was this person. Entertainment, Oprah Winfrey. The Act One group employs the most African Americans in America. Rosalind Brewer for economics. My gosh, she was a Walmart CEO. This Sam's Club, now Starbucks and Walgreens. Then we have Mary Elderman right here. Martin Luther King. See, this is civil rights. How do we get civil rights extended is what I kept asking him. If we don't have Booker T, if we don't have Martin Luther King Jr., who was civil rights 1960s, and then Frederick Douglass, Supreme Court, since I'm talking about the Supreme Court rulings. I said it was revolutionary legislation, which was about ownership. Now, this one I probably should have went into a little bit more, because I had a whole lot written. I didn't want it to sound too much. So I just said, today it's about Pickford v. Glickman and Judge Paul Friedman, the Obama's reparations. I just tried to use things that people know about, and then a prelude to what's next, which is the Black Farmers Act. But that continued, though. So we're talking about war. We have to include the Buffalo Soldiers. And what happened with them in 1861 was the first Confiscation Act. They weren't there yet, but Black men were fighting, which is why I put them on the horse, matched the little content. All enslaved persons fighting were relieved, or freed and relieved, from their masters. What more do you need? Get with the soldiers. Why did you not join? Can we hear this? I don't think I have the audio on this one. Can you hear the audio?
Nope.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna stop screen share, then reopen it back up with the audio. All right, let me know when we can share it.
I think that's about
Chicken Little tactics.
This is what I was gonna hit him with right here.
Country transition or economic collapse. Are you one of those guys that actually believe that eventually going to crash?
Nah.
So what do you think that's about?
Chicken Little tactics. Chicken Little. Like, do they know there's going to be probably a transfer of wealth of about $20 billion every fucking year? And then by the time of 2052, everybody likes to throw out the stat and Black people will have $0. But by 2052, there's going to be trillions of dollars in wealth that is just transferred via the inheritance tax. And so if the Black men of right now aren't looking to benefit from that shit, then there's nothing that we can say. It's got to fall on us. But the Chicken Little tactic is to distract.
Damn, what happened?
A country that's in transitional,
paranoid with this eschatological thinking, the end of times revelation type thinking, then of course niggas gonna be like, man, facts.
I was gonna hit him with that, and that was supposed to be a part of my premise too, because it was only like 1 minute. But I was like, man, if I put that on there, they're gonna think that I'm cheating the system like that, putting on some pre-made information and stuff. But that was actually my premise. Look, we can't be scared if we really want to have the land. We can't talk about we'll have zero wealth if it's on us, and it's 2022 coming. That's going to do the same thing. Open up land grants. We only had 3,500 successful patents then. Why can we? And now it's 10,000 per year. Can we get the 10,000? Not without media. And it definitely won't be if we continue to use the propagation of fear or of theology. Well, I won't make it. Which is why I kind of asked him, look, if you had 160 acres, right? You give a poor man 160 acres right now, what will he do with that? Because that's the comparison to being a slave or somebody who just left, you ran, and now you were able to sign up successfully, and now you have 160 acres. What would you do with it?
Sell that shit.
Right, which is why I brought in after 5 years, you could sell it. We probably wouldn't be able to afford the taxes after that. But in any event, I'll get to that on a later one. See, he did the same Douglas one. And that's why I was like, wow, I can't do it. But what I know from it is that that was Frederick Douglass when he was meeting with Lincoln. It's called the Lincoln-Douglas debates. And in those, the first Douglas was the white abolitionist. And he's the one who said equal protection under the law, not equal. And so I wanted to bring that out, but I was like, wow, that's going too far. I'm gonna have to spend too much time letting them understand who that dude is. So let's just use the Douglas that everybody knows. And he brought it out. So I was like, crap, I can't use that one then. These ones were pretty good because they led up to it. The 1862, again, I'm talking about the precedents for the Homestead Act through war. The links are actually built in to where I can press control and click it and it will go right to the colored truths. So again, these persons, if I established in 1775 that we were already persons, then it wasn't necessary to call us citizens. We were already free. We could already do business. What more do you need? Now they gave us bullets again. We got bullets in 1775. We got bullets in 1760. We got bullets in 1812. All of those ones we fought, killed people, and got land. So what makes you think it's about civil rights now? Tried to go into this one, but it just gets too deep. The General Order 143 came before Field Order 15. And this was the one when they started giving us the actual bullets. What they should have asked for in 1866 is more bullets. Everybody's seen this picture before, but this is the remnants of the Militia Act when we're talking about the first Kansas or the 54th Massachusetts. This is actually the 54th Massachusetts. Interesting thing about this one is this white man who was the officer is the fucking brother of the Supreme Court justice who dissented. But I'd have been there all year trying to explain this shit. Massachusetts, the one that he tells Martin Delaney came down to recruit for, these are his recruits. This is the white man because in the Dred Scott case, he disagreed with him so much, he's also one of the people who disagreed, so they went and formed the army to go fight them same niggas. But that's actual history, not a rewrite of history. That's reading history. When we went to the, this one was one of the biggest ones, but I just didn't have the time to bring it out. When he was like, we're fighting each other now. Yes. The prairie behind us is the advanced their pickets under cover of the smoke. The wind was blowing almost a gale, and we were compelled to set a counterfire around their camp in order to prevent ourselves from being completely overwhelmed by that smoke. Under its cover, our scouts were driven in, which are black folks. Captain Seaman then sent out a party of 8 Cherokee Negroes who soon managed to get to the get upwind, basically. Yes, we were fighting ourselves. They made the calling to half a dozen Negroes. They said, I will never give up. That captain fell dead with a bullet in his heart. He was shot by a nigga. The Negro courage moved us up. Bill Truman told in Butler on the Friday following the fight that the Black Devils fought like tigers and that the white officers had got them so trained, again, that white man who was the brother of the Dred Scott case dude, Mr. Curtis, that no one would surrender, though they tried to take blacks for prisoners. And we know what happened when they took blacks for prisoners. After all exertions, the Negro regiment still remains unrecognized or mustered. This is the Colonel, Captain William D. Matthews then. That's the Homestead Act as we know it. None of the, the extra gossip and stuff. It was just so much teaching that would have needed to happen for me to even get through it. I was like, man, let me take some of this comprehensive language out. It'll get too confusing if I use all these super educated Negro words. Man, I just couldn't do it. Is there any more? Oh, wait, I know why I can't get to it because I'm on that one instead of this one. All right, so I said peer-reviewed journal titled That Settles It. The Debate and Consequences of the Homestead Act of 1862 recounts a family's journey to North Dakota. Wife and husband talking about it. He's, according to the author, convinced at the opportunity to take that free land. Quantify how much land the Homestead Act made available, which was that 270 million acres that he said, which I already knew he was going to actually do, which is why I didn't say it. It made 270 million acres of public land available. And then use this quote. Author said, as the debate rose in intensity, writer George Henry Evans publicized the slogan, vote yourself a farm. That shit was a body bag. You see it scrolling at the bottom? It was always about the rights to land and not the rights to be next to those folks. Of course, some hated. What message do I intentionally propagandize? It's for the living and unborn Black descendants. Be wary of the coward and trust your gut instinct about everyone else. Yeah, because there's a lot of people who wouldn't have fought back. So what we see here is how I was using it. So it started off as homestead, and then once I pressed the button, it changes to be some hated, which is still homestead, just a rearrangement of the words. Homestead, rearranged to more deaths or more deaths, because we know that's what was going to happen as we had more Black people, whether they stayed or whether they ran. It was still going to be more Black people that were dying. Stanford, one easily understandable version of the theistic moral argument, relies on an analogy between human laws promulgated by nation state laws and moral laws, which is what I really wanted to body bag him on this one. But I was like, nah, I'm beating this old man up if I keep going here. This infers absolute emasculation. Rather than maintain his will for self-governance, he obligates himself to comply with the laws of other men. I didn't want to beat him up like that, though. I really didn't. That'd have been too much for me to even, if somebody would have beat me up like that, I'd have had a problem with him. I'd have been ready to meet him at the house. Homestead Act, primary documents in American History Library of Congress. We look at the modern living conditions today versus 1860s. Would you rather have a Homestead Act today or a homestead of 160 acres today or one in the 1860s? We got better tools, better equipment, all of that. The Homestead Act today or the Land Grant Act today, it still mines after 5 years. That still applies. And then 160 acres per eligible applicant. That still applies, which is why it's the most consequential impact. Talk facts to me. 500,000 free Black population in 1860. He says we weren't citizens and such, but I disagreed. The Department of Agricultural imperative was to advance racial equity at the Treasury. That was as of September 24th, 2021. And then I had something that was supposed to pop up here. My drill files, like I said, I was going to go into the drill files, and I was like, nah, I got to save that for somebody else. But number one,
we have too much
right
information. Like,
I was like, what do I use? What do I cut out? You spend 20 hours
you
researching
and
for
Anonymous
10
gonna
minutes.
need 30-minute premises.
Man, ain't nobody watching that shit.
That's why I just kept the screen. Well, we can't read it. I'm like, man, I'm not finna sit here and do all of that, and people not even able. They're not even gonna focus unless I just keep going through the files.
Y'all two could never debate each other. Like,
landless Negro peasants did not understand liberation theology. Oh, I know why it's not showing. Let me do this. I gotta bring up the other one. I'm just getting my after debate on, like everything that I wish I would have said when I had the time to say it, but didn't. All this shit. Let me see, where is it? The debate. So why is it not resonating? Okay. Because this is one of those slides where it starts off with the classified information. Then I say one of the things that held us back was the back. Oh, excuse me. God damn. See, my hands is way too twitchy. One of the things, oh god damn, I gotta take this whole shit off. See, this is practice, so when I can get ready for the next ones. Damn, it's still fucking giving me shit. Yeah, I would have had to put these on during the debate, but I missed it. I blew it, like Taz would say. Anyway,
See, I see you do a good job of framing niggas like the whole way through the debate. And I'm peeping that like that's in your slides. Like it's framing in a way. Bastardized ideology or whatever it means, or bastardized theology.
right.
And you got your rundown for it. Like this shit is dangerous, bro.
The worst weapon of
I'm
mass
watching you, bro.
destruction the world has
I'm
ever
watching you.
known was that Bible because of the people who were in control of it. How could you at one sense say thou shalt not kill and then go to war with everybody? Damn, but you know what I'm saying? It's still, this was still a dry run. I didn't even get to do this part. But so that would have been number 1 point. Number 2, one easily understandable version of the theistic moral argument relies on an analogy between human laws and promulgated by nation state laws. This one would have corresponded with the Stanford finding. Why is it important? Because he's still caught between the conundrum whether or not I obey my natural, I need to survive in the state of war laws versus what the nation and the state tells you is the law. And because he has that conundrum, he would not have busted a grape, and therefore he wouldn't have been good in the civilizing of black folks in America. It came by bloodshed. That's what we had to do. And if you didn't, your family was probably still in the South, while the rest of the families were moving on to Oklahoma and Texas and other deeper parts of Mississippi to move to Kansas, St. Louis. Even the folks who did like Frederick Douglass and moved up north, like what's the name? Delaney went to Canada, but a lot of folks just wanted to get to Harvard. See, what I said was the eschatological mind control. Judgment Day is coming for our oppressors and their wicked descendants. That was on us. That was us who believed that if we did nothing, that God was going to intervene on our behalf and that their wicked descendants would one day pay. But unfortunately, their wicked descendants got over on the inheritance tax, and now they have trillions upon trillions of dollars turning over, and we're still looking at it like, man, we still waiting on Judgment Day. That's eschatological thinking and mind control. That's negative. It won't help us get through this condition. And so the last one that I would have presented on that one would have been this one. Oh, excuse me. Bring it to the front and drop it off. The will of God. We were waiting on the will of God to intervene, which is contradictory because the rest of us, or, the 200,000 of us, are going to bust shots at these dudes, right? They're coming all the way from Massachusetts to help the people in the South, the 100,000 free blacks in the upper South, to fight back against those great landowners and all of these dingy, dusty peasant class. Not all white, only 8% of whites even own slaves. Yeah, but it was the rest of those dusty peasants who ended up getting all the freaking land. And we needed those 4.5 million blacks who were still held in bondage, 4 million of them in the South, to pick up that musket. Even if they only had 10 shots, that would have been 10 good shots. But they didn't. So we went to the War Department, General Order 143, which said, look, man, if what you actually need is for them, oh, excuse me, let me advance the
I'm about to
slide.
say that ain't switch, I bet.
Oh, it's giving me all of those. If what you actually need is the white man to train you, to drill you, and equip you, that's what they did with General Order 143. You weren't by yourself. This is 4 months after the Emancipation Proclamation when they said, you niggas is free, get the fuck out of the South. See, I cuss too much for a debate, though. I cuss too much to teach kids. Unless they live in households where cussing is appropriate, then I'd be a good teacher.
We used to be able to cuss, man, but niggas just was too stupid with the shit.
Oh yeah, the bitch Nick, like all of that shit. Yeah. That would fluster me in a debate. It would. But yeah, like here, if you needed to wait until not only did they tell you not only were you already free, you needed to wait for them to tell you that you were free with the Emancipation Proclamation, that you're no longer slaves. And then you were like, well, I need training, I need drilling, I need, and so they passed that. This is all before 1866. And why did they do it? look at how it says it. To create an ordered structure for training, drilling, and equipping large numbers of blacks, they put Negroes, who they feared would seek revenge on their former masters. Why is it that they feared? If we're in the North and we're fighting against them, then that's not a problem. They who feared it was the people in the South.
Judge Melvin in the building.
Judge Mel.
What's going on?
What's running through my actual presentation.
Man, you already know, man. You coming to take this gun from this dude, dog?
I'm coming to take this gun from this dude. He got the Uzi safety off, bro. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. But they suave. I got that email and everything.
Okay.
We're gonna talk probably tomorrow and kind of work that out. It's a weird situation. It's weird for us because we never had a challenge, so we gotta.
And then my challenge never affected his debate.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll talk about it because the whole thing is just weird. But yeah, so don't think we haven't paid attention to that. Also, yeah, we got your email as well, so you're good on that. Peace to Blue, peace to Brother Moses, Taz. Great debate,
Peace,
Brother Moses.
Appreciate
it. Blue. Yeah, great debate, Brother Moses. This is how you come in to S.V.D.L. debate league as a rookie. This is exactly what you do. You come in and you don't slouch, you don't be lazy, and you show exactly why you should earn your respect. And I think you did that. I think you just got to stay focused on that. Whatever your strengths are, that we obviously saw as judges, continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then hone in on the parts that you got to work on. I think the more and sooner that you lock up, how to get a perfect opening and how to get a perfect closing, you'll definitely be a problem in the league for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Judge Mel.
Yeah, no problem. I want to say this though. Be mindful of showing all this information that you're showing. I mean, it's great information, but somebody might want to debate you, and if you already putting it out, and they watching, they taking notes. So
they should be. It's good information. It's our story, man. It's our league.
Of course. But I'm saying you gotta. I know you said they should have had some ammo, but I'm saying you gotta save the ammo, bro. Save some ammo because that could be an easy debate for you that you already kind of have semi prepared, and then they just show up and get that work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So just be mindful of that. I mean, you can still keep doing your thing, but just keep that in mind because debaters are watching, and if they're not watching now, they're probably watching later. So keep that focus. Who you got next? You got your eye on somebody next?
I thought it was supposed to be Ak, but
how long it take you to set up a debate?
It be taking me dumb long. I be challenging folks. I yell Liberia every time. I be like,
how long it take you to prepare for a debate? My bad.
To prepare? It depends on the topic. Like if it's just like a lily-milly topic of stuff, then I won't spend as much time. This one took a lot of time because there was just so much that needed to be filtered out, basically.
Right. And we can see that, as judges, we can see quality debates. I think Taz said it. I think a few other people said it as well. This is probably one of the better debates of the season so far, just because of how well it was structured. We knew you guys put in the effort. You weren't lazy with it. You didn't slack off or anything. You might have some technical issues, in the premise, but I'm sure you'll get that figured out. Things like that. But yeah, man, I think you guys really brought it. It's a different topic too. There's so many other topics you guys could have had. Topics that have been debated on this league for years. So, I'm glad you guys brought something new, something refreshing. Yeah, just kind of keep doing what you're doing. What works. You know what I'm saying? And wish you the most success to the playoffs, man.
Absolutely, appreciate that, Judge.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, and before I get out of here, yo, Blue, that shit was fire, bro.
Yeah. He should have played that shit twice. That's crazy.
Yeah, he should have ended with that shit. That shit's fire.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
He snuck that shit in.
Hell yeah. You ate that shit up, bro.
Snuck that shit in.
Man. Crazy.
All right, man. I'll let y'all later. I'll be in the chat.
All right, for
right,
sure,
guys.
man. Shout out to Judge Melvin, man, and the team. Yeah, bro. Yes, sir. Another one, man. You already know what it is, man. I'm finna retire because this domo job. I'm finna go to bed. I wish I could let you get the rest of your. Come back tomorrow.
All right.
Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna let you dog walk all this shit. Fuck the future.
Right.
You know what I'm
This is just for solo, right? We was already going west, bro. You can't say that. We started
Yeah,
off
that shit
right, then
hard.
we start going
I'm
west.
gonna find something in there and I'm gonna challenge you on that shit. You said something in there. I don't know. Maybe the Bible is the greatest destructive weapon. What did you say?
The bastardized Bible is the greatest weapon of mass destruction. How they
He
bastardized
cleaned that up quick.
Yeah, he walked that back.
it. Y'all
I ain't
tripping.
see bastardized on that slide, man. It's all good though, man. Man, I
Yes,
fucks with
sir.
y'all, man. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to Taz. Shout out to Moses, man. Brother Moses, B1 Brother Moses, be exact. And out the blue, man, of the dark side. This Swab boss of the AOI, man. You already know what it is, man. It's been another one, man. Congratulations to both debaters on the good debate. Congratulations to Brother Moses on his win. Congratulations to Solo on another one in the record, man. This season 4. You already know, man. Peace. Shit.
Play that blues song, man.
Man, he ain't sending it to me. Fuck that nigga.
Man, we ought to get free downloads. That dude is, hey, man, free downloads for all participants in the debate league.
Facts,
All right.
facts. That's a W.